block your ass. So there's that. As far as reparations go, I personally feel that reparations would solve all of our problems as Black Americans. For anyone that has not seen my video on integration, I will include a link to it in the description box, or you guys can go look it up. But I personally feel that what Black Americans really need is we need investment in infrastructure and autonomous Black American communities, or what I have also called Black strongholds. I've also talked previously in other videos about how if we had these Black strongholds globally, or global Black strongholds is a term that I've used repeatedly, that would also lead to less of this, fighting over basically Black American culture, our activism, and ideas, because if we were able to establish more autonomous Black communities that can function independent of the mainstream white supremacist infrastructure, that would just be sort of better for everyone. With regards to reparations for American chattel slavery, I actually recently did some math, some number crunching, which is really why I've been kind of putting off doing this video, because I hate math, and I never actually sat down and sort of did the hard numbers before. But Aaron Rodgers, football player, was hosting Jeopardy, and this little moment on one of the episodes kind of went viral and started circulating around because there was a question that was basically on reparations. I will include a little quick clip.
In 2015, Congress authorized payments of $4.44 million to each of these people, $10,000 for each day of their captivity. Jonah, more slides.
So it turned out the answer to that question was the Iran hostage crisis, which I will include links and information to that in the description box. But basically, that was a terrorist situation where the victims of the Iran hostage crisis were given $10,000 per day for every day that they were held hostage, which amounted to $4.4 million. They were given $10,000 for every day. Each person was given $10,000 per day for every day that they were held hostage. So, any of you that followed me on Instagram probably saw this. I posted on Instagram, I said, let's do some math. I said $10,000 a day for every day of slavery. I'm going to be nice and just give a smooth 400 years. 400 years of slavery times 365 days a year is 146,000 days. 146,000 days times 10,000 is $1,460,000,000 per person. So the reason why I picked this number is because this is a number that's already been pre-established by the United States government as an acceptable amount for people that have been held basically hostage on American soil. So if that's the rate, if $10,000 a day is the rate, $10,000 a day, and that was real nice. I was like, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to just say just for 400 years of just slavery. Like, I'm going to be nice. Like, I'm not even going to include Jim Crow. I'm not even going to include mass incarceration. I'm not even going to include the war on drugs and the war on crime, which I absolutely could. But if I just wanted to be nice and just be like, cap it, 400 years of slavery times 365 days a year, that's 146,000 days of basically being held hostage on American soil. So if the going rate is 10,000, again, 146,000 times 10,000 is $1,460,000,000 per person. I also did a little bit more math because I felt like you could crunch these numbers down even more. So I said, let's just round it down. Let's just say an even 1 billion is owed to every DACS. Every descendant of American chattel slavery is owed $1 billion. So I looked at the census and I looked at some of the updated numbers on race and ethnicity in the United States. It's still really hard to know in terms of the census exactly who is who because we don't have a separate ethnic designation for descendants of American chattel slavery, which is something that we really need and which a lot of people have in fact been pushing for. Right now it just says Black or African American. A lot of us also don't like being called African American, and we need separation by ethnicity and nationality. Otherwise a lot of averages really don't mean shit because which we've been talking about in Discord, and something I've been thinking about a lot is the law of averages. One really high person can skew the average for everyone. I feel like the best example of this is Warren Buffett, who's worth $81 billion, right? So if Warren Buffett walks into a room with to their name. The average, though, of all those 81 men